What is going on, everybody? Thammagotcha here, and welcome into another video. We're going to be diving into the Great League with a triple starter theme team, Shadow Swampert, Shadow Charizard, and the back with a superior lead. Now, this team was absolutely amazing and fun to run, so let's jump into these battles here and check out this team. So, superior into Stunfisk, they're going to hop into a Medicham, and we got that Charizard to do super effective wing attacks with. Now, they did build up to the Psychic, so I'm going to respect it with a shield. I'm going to throw a couple more wing attacks and go for the Blast Burn here. Blast Burn is going to definitely knock out this Medicham left, right, good night. Now, we do not have a shield advantage, but we did win switch, and now out comes a Stunfisk, and guess what? We're going to get this shield right back with the Blast Burn, or else we're going to one-shot. That gets the shield. Perfectly fine with me. Now, I could come back in with superior, but what I'm going to do here is come back in with a Swampert, and they have a Frostlass in the back. So this could get a little bit tricky, but I decide to catch on their superior. The Avalanche gonna do massive damage, but can I get to a Frenzy? Yes, we can, and all we need to do is grab this last shield, go for the Earthquake. Oh my gosh, they let it go, but it doesn't really matter because Frenzy Plant does massive damage. Hydro Cannon takes out the Frostlass, and all that is left is the Galarian Stunfisk, and I have to double up with the Hydro Cannon. Hydro Cannon gets the first shield, and we can go for the Earthquake here as we got the energy after that Mud Shot, and Earthquake is gonna be one-shotting this Stunfisk. Another left, right, good night to that Galarian Stunfisk. So the point of this team is to try to get shield advantage with your superior. Then with shield advantage, hopefully Swampert or Charizard can sweep in the back. So pretty awful lead here, superior into Frostlass here. I'm gonna have to shield the Avalanche as that almost would one-shot us, and I can build up to the back-to-back Frenzy Plants, and hopefully we can grab both shields here. With the Frenzy Plant number 1, gonna lose CMP to Frenzy Plant number 2, so I am gonna shield this one up here. Frenzy Plant number 2 coming in hot. Does it get the second shield? Yes, it does, but can we outpace? Why, yes, we can, because on the next one, our Vine Whips would have been to 5, but out comes a Lickitung, and Lickitung is a little bit of a problem for this team because it's just so freaking bulky. I couldn't come in with a Swampert because they could have just power whipped us out of existence. So I'm going to build up as much energy as I can, not letting that Frostlass get any more farm than it should, because we are at 1 HP and a dream here. We get that Dragon Claw off on the Umbreon, and this team is just so freaking bulky. Not to mention I am getting a ridiculous amount of frame drops here. I could have had at least a Hydro Cannon at this time, and I didn't even know the Frostlass came in. So Niantic, fix your game, please, and that's going to be a good game. Well played. I think they would have had it anyways. They just would have outbulked us. So on to the next matchup here. Greninja into superior. Amazing lead for us. They hop into a Gligar, and my goodness gracious, thankfully it is a Shadow Gligar, because if it was a regular Gligar, they could live a Hydro Cannon, and we are going to outpace this Gligar, hopefully 2-3 of our Hydro Cannons before they get to 3 Aerial Aces. So let's see here. They did kind of sneak a wing attack in before I could swap out, so it might be difficult, but we are at the back-to-back Hydro Cannons. Second Hydro Cannon, left, right, good night. Out comes a Venusaur. We got the Earthquake to go. Left, right, good night, Venusaur, and my goodness gracious, it's superior versus a Greninja. Swampert put the team on its back. My gosh, didn't even go down to the Venusaur. You'll love this here. Aerial Ace, gonna get no shielded, and from here I can just farm down the Greninja, no problem. They can Night Slashes for days. We're gonna be able to survive one more, and one more Vine Whip takes it out. GG's, well played to my opponent. On to the next game here. Superior, another Greninja. Okay, gotta love these Greninja leads. This one is actually staying in. Going for the Night Slash right away. You don't want to be going for Hydro Cannon, and you can potentially get the boost. So I'm going to throw one Vine Whip and throw the Frenzy Plant here. Again, left, right, good night, and my goodness gracious, it's a Talonflame back there and a Ferrothorn. Oh my gosh. This could get really dicey. Earthquake does massive damage. You love to freaking see it. I'm going to have to no shield this Power Whip here, and I'm going to come into my Charizard. I'm hoping to get the full wing attack down. They get to a move. This could be a Thunder. Gonna shield it. They Acid Spray. What the heck is that? Gonna throw 2 wing attacks and go for the Dragon Claw here. And I'm gonna throw 2 more. That was delayed CMP, I guess. Flame Charge, gonna get shielded, gonna throw 2 more wing attacks and another Dragon Claw here. That gets the second shield. Okay, here we go. 2 more wing attacks, 1 more Dragon Claw to go. That's gonna put them deep in the yellow. I swap into my Superior. They are gonna be taking out my Superior, but this is fine because I can come in with my Charizard, throw a couple of wing attacks, get to that Dragon Claw, lightning fast. Charizard gonna be taking care of that Talonflame, and a scary end game at that. And that's gonna be a good game. Well played to my opponent there. Talonflame again. My goodness gracious. I'm gonna swap into my Charizard right away. They're gonna hop into a Jellicent. Okay, this isn't the worst. We could potentially get a shield, and now we have shield advantage here, and Swampert up a shield is going to absolutely decimate a lot of things in this meta. So now I'm going to come in with my Superior here, and I'm going to go for a very massive farm down versus this Jellicent. I think I'm going to almost build up to 2 moves here, and then I'm going to throw the Frenzy Plant. Frenzy Plant will be ensuring this KO, and I stalled out the switch clock timer long enough that I can come in with my Swampert here. The Talonflame is going to get to a move. I'm going to shield it up just in case it's a Brave Bird. Just the Flame Charge. But now a Wiggles comes in, and I'm not baiting. Let's go straight for the Earthquake. Earthquake does massive damage onto that Wigglytuff. We get the full Mud Shot down, 2 Mud Shots, and we are almost at the back-to-back Hydro Cannons. First Hydro Cannon. Left, right, good night. My opponent knew it was over. That's going to be a good game. Well played to my opponent there in a beautiful 4-1 set. My gosh. Okay, on to the next game here. Superior and Amanda Buzz. Okay, absolutely Garbosianly going to swap into my Swampert right away. Now, Swampert does take some big damage from Dark Pulse, so let's hope and pray they do not have Dark Pulse. They are building up a boatload of energy here. Gonna no shield the first one. It is the Dark Pulse, and my gosh, that really freaking hurts. 1 Mud Shot, and then the Hydro Cannon for optimal fast move timing. And can we get to 1 more? Unfortunately, we cannot. So from here, I am going to shield this move, go for 1 more Mud Shot, and then another Hydro Cannon. I do want to get the shield from my opponent. Hopefully I get to 1 more, and unfortunately we cannot. I think I had to let my Swampert go down here, as I think for potentially my Charizard is going to be able to farm this thing down, but I decided to go to Superior. Okay, Superior coming in. I thought I would have came in with Charizard. We expend the energy from the Mandibuzz here, but unfortunately they get to a Dark Pulse, and so much damage. Oh my goodness. Now out comes a Diggersby. We are gonna blast burn this thing. Not enough to KO, but my good gosh golly, does that ever do a boat ton of damage. Gonna shield up the Scorching Sands here. No debuff, which is absolutely amazing. Build up to the back-to-back Dragon Claws here. The Dragon Claw is going to knock out the Diggersby. What wants to come in here? Hopefully it's a Registeel, and that is quite unfortunate. Gonna bait with the Dragon Claw. Can we get to the Blast Burn before they knock us out? Yes, we can. And Charizard takes out the Minty Steel can, farms down the Mandibuzz, and that's gonna be a good game. Well played to my opponent. My goodness, Charizard carrying that team. Another Greninja lead. You'll love to see it. Out comes a Charizard, and I'm not going to be able to win this matchup, but what I can do is get shields here. So Hydro Cannon is going to be doing massive damage, but they decide to shield that up, and I'm going to no shield this. If it's just a Dragon Claw, we are going to survive and get to another Hydro Cannon. You love to see it, everybody. Hydro Cannon gets the second shield, and now Charizard up 2 shields should put in a boat ton of work here. Gonna shield up. It is the Dragon Claw, and we throw on the CMP tie. That is absolutely brutal, because now all this energy, I could have farmed up more energy, so I'm going to undercharge this and get the wing attack farmed down. So hopefully we can get to a Blast Burn on this Greninja. Blast Burn is going to be doing absolute destruction, almost one-shotting the Greninja coming into the Superior. Now, can we outpace the 2 aerial aces before they get to? Of course they can. But does a Shadow Ball knock out the Superior is the question. No, it doesn't. Superior is absolutely goated. Second aerial ace is going to be taking out this Trevenant. Left, right, good night. 1 Vine Whip for the Greninja, and that's going to be a good game. Well played to my opponent there. Hopping into the next matchup, beautiful lead Swampert, and they come into a Bastiodon, and we got the Swampert for that Bastiodon. Gonna farm up a boat ton of energy and go for the Earthquake here. Earthquake does left, right, good night. See you later, Bastiodon. And what do you want to do here, trainer? coming back in with the Shadow Swampert, I'm gonna throw the Hydro Cannon on the CMP tie here. Hydro Cannon is going to do massive damage. That was not CMP. I guess they just didn't sneak a fast move through. But either way, going to shield up this Hydro Cannon. And we get to another Hydro Cannon. Going to be grabbing that last shield potentially, which is absolutely amazing. And from here, I can let my Swampert go down. But I decide to shield it up. And out comes a Superior. Aerial Ace is not going to be enough to one-shot us. We're going to reach the Blast Burn and absolutely demolish this Grass Snake. Left, right, good night. And back in comes a Swampert, a Dragon Claw that go for you, Swampert. And this is going to put them deep into the red. Can we wing attack farm down? Yes, we can. And that's going to be a good game. Well played to my opponent. Hopping into the next matchup, another beautiful lead. Superior into Lantern. They're going to swap into a Gligar. I swap into my Swampert. Now I'm going to farm up 6 Mud Shots and go for the Hydro Cannon. My Hydro Cannon is going to do massive damage onto this Gligar. It won't one-shot it, but it's going to do massive damage. Aerial Ace coming in. I'm going to shield that one up. I'm going to have to shield up the next one here. I want to at least get all shields down and hopefully get to a third Hydro Cannon before they reach an Aerial Ace. And we are at the back-to-back, everybody. First Hydro Cannon almost knocks it out. Oh my goodness gracious, that would have been amazing. And from here, I think I just keep my Swampert alive. And now, my goodness, we're at the back-to-back Hydro Cannon. So if they want to shield this, which they don't, we could have knocked them out anyways. So what wants to come back in? It's a Medicham. So winning switch there was everything, because now we have the Charizard on the Medicham. They bring in the Lantern and we can farm up back-to-back Frenzy Plants, take out the Lantern, and then threaten the shield with the Superior. Over to Frenzy Plants. First Frenzy Plant is going to be knocking out the Lantern. Back in comes the Medicham. Going to be throwing this Frenzy Plant. They grab the last shield. But can we make it to an Aerial Ace before they throw a move? Yes, we can. And Aerial Ace is going to be taking out the Medicham. Almost taking it out. And we Vine Whip down. That's going to be a good game. Well played to my opponent here. This team is cracked. Superior versus Superior. Gonna be going straight for the Aerial Ace. I am not gonna shield a thing. Like, you really do want shields for your back 2 Pokemon, and if you can grab shields from Superior, which it is meant to do, you should be fine and dandy. So another Aerial Ace gonna be coming in. If they want to shield this is perfectly fine with me, but they decide not to. So I'm gonna no shield this as well, and we should be able to get to another Aerial Ace. But I swap into Charizard and we get the farm down. But out comes a Carbink. No. Oh, you don't like to see it, but it's okay. We draw out the Carbink, get the Blast Burn off, and they do get a nice little farm down, but we can come in with the Swampert here. We're going to get to a Hydro Cannon. Hydro Cannon from this health range should be able to take care of this Carbink. I shielded up just in case it's going to be a Moonblast. Just a Rock Slide bait, which is fine. And now we can overfarm significantly here. Throw the Hydro Cannon. Hydro Cannon gets the shield. You love to see it, but now out comes a Steelix, and we have 2 Hydro Cannons locked and loaded. First Hydro Cannon gonna be getting that shield, and I should have thrown back to back here, but I do end up shielding this Breaking Swipe here, and then we're gonna farm up more energy, throwing the Earthquake. Oh my gosh. We catch the Breaking Swipe and they decide to undercharge that, but it's really not gonna matter, because we can throw the Frenzy Plant here. Frenzy Plant's going to put them pretty deep in the yellow. So now I can throw a Hydro Cannon to take out this Steelix, and we can throw the Earthquake to take out the Carbink. But we just settle for the back-to-back Hydro Cannons, because Hydro Cannon's going to take out the Carbink, and that's going to be a good game. Well played to my opponent, and a beautiful 5-0 to finish off the set here. So thank you all so very much for watching. If you all are liking the content, please hit that like button, comment if you want to see anything in the future, and like always, I will see everybody in the next video.